Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's dinner we are making loaded potato meatloaf. Now this video, I'm gonna explain this recipe. This is not like our traditional meatloaf. This is a very different sort of recipe. So, your ingredients are ground beef. You're gonna need onion, 1 egg, Worcester sauce, brown sugar, and you're going to need a cup of breadcrumbs. You're going to also need your mashed potato topping, your bacon bits, and your cheese. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the meat mixture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this ground beef and I'm going to put it into the bowl. Now this is not, remember, this recipe is very different. It's not like a normal meatloaf, okay? We're stuffing it. So I'm going to put 1 pound of ground beef in the bowl, okay? Now, I'm not going to wash my hands at this point because I'm going to have to start touching it anyways. So, we'll wash our hands after because there's no point in me doing it. So, there's no point in me doing it now. So, we're going to wash our hands in a little bit. So, we're going to add in 1 chopped onion. And this, I know this recipe looks weird, but it will be fine. I want to make sure I get everything in before I start touching it. 1 egg. Now, I don't know if you guys probably can't see it, but I'm trying to aim the camera where you guys can see the meatloaf, but I guess you guys won't be able to, but it's fine. You guys can still see me. Worcester sauce, brown sugar. It doesn't matter which order I'm doing it in, and breadcrumbs. Okay, so that is in. Now, I'm going to go in, clean hands. I'm going to go in with my hands, and I'm going to start mixing, okay? Now, the onion goes in. We're going to mix the whole thing up. We're going to mix it until it all comes together. Now, this video was highly requested. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how is it possible that we're putting onion in our ground beef, in our meatloaf? Well, I know this recipe is not like the traditional meatloaf. And like I told you in the beginning, it's not like a normal meatloaf. It's very different. We're doing a mashed potato topping with bacon bits and cheese. Okay? It's sort of like a shepherd's pie. Basically, that's basically what I'm thinking it is. And the only reason I say that is because of the mashed potatoes. So we're gonna basically mix this. Now the goal, remember with these onions, we put the onion in. The goal is to get all the stuff mixed in together with that meat. It's totally fine if the onion is not perfectly mixed in with that ground beef, because as this cooks, the onion will cook down and it will soften with the ground beef. But we're just trying to mix everything through. And I could have just used 1 hand because I don't need 2, but whatever. And then I'll bring my baking dish over here. Well, I won't bring it over here, but you guys will be able to see the whole thing because I'll kind of bring the bowl out of the way. But we're trying to mix it in with that onion. Alright? We keep mixing. Now, before I put my mashed potato topping on, I'm going to call my lovely assistant in here to make sure I spread the meat out right. So I'm just kind of mixing it. Alright, so as you can see, this is well mixed. I think it's well mixed. Now, you guys can see the meatloaf. I'll show you guys in a minute. I gotta get that onion in there, but you basically, what you want to do, of course we're going to make it into a loaf, but this is basically what you want your meatloaf to look like. See? Now, I know it looks like a small meatloaf, and it is. So I'm going to move this over here. gonna bring my baking dish over here so that way you guys can see what I'm gonna do. Okay, so we added all of our ingredients. I'm gonna get rid of this. My hands are kind of gross, but you know what? We're not gonna worry about it. Okay, so my baking dish is right beside me. You guys can't see it, but now I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, well, the onions are falling out. That's fine. We're gonna basically shape this into a loaf. I'm gonna try to anyway. You guys won't be able to see it, but now the onions, I know what you're thinking. The onions fell out. That's fine.
I'm waiting for you to tell me when you're ready.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna put these onions in. We're almost ready. All right. All right. This is basically what your meatloaf. Now, I know what you guys are thinking right now. Look at this. You guys are probably thinking, well, what the heck is this? I'm going to show you. And that's basically what the meatloaf looks like. All right. I think I am ready. Ready for... Now, in a little bit, or not in a little bit, actually, it should be into a loaf. So what I might do is I might, because I forgot, guys. This isn't supposed to be like, it's supposed to be meatloaf, but I kind of forgot that we're making meatloaf, so we gotta. Because you guys know that we have to spread the mashed potato topping on top of the meatloaf. So, and I know it doesn't look like a meatloaf. It looks kind of like a casserole, but it's a meatloaf. All right, I'm going to, now I'm going to be right back. I'll be right back in here. I'm just going to leave the kitchen just for a minute. Make sure this is, all right. It's perfect. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Oh, you scared me.
I'm not scary. Okay, so come here. So see how there's this big, like, see how it's not even? So you just kind of gotta make sure that it's even. Oh, Josiah, can you help your sister, please? Thank you. She gets a lollipop from the top. So I'm just trying to make it so it's even all the way across. Which you did really well, actually. You just had that one area that was a little slopey compared to the rest of the area. So I'm just trying to push meat towards that corner.
Kind of looks more like a casserole than a meatloaf. Normal meatloaf recipe.
I'll get this out of your way. And you know where your next steps are, right? Okay.
Alright, guys. Hold on, let me think.
Yeah, this would be a good time to wash your hands. I'll go in the bathroom.
Easier if I maybe move the camera to over there so you guys can see. Alright, I'm going to wash my hands really quickly because I just took that raw meat. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands. Now this recipe is easy, okay? Zane, I'm making this video for you, Douglas, and Nicholas. If you guys want me to make an updated version of meatloaf, I'm making an updated version of meatloaf. Okay? Alright. This is perfect. My hand is fully washed. Okay, so we're going to dry them. And I'm actually going to move the camera in this section because you guys can't see me right now. Okay? Let's move the camera so you guys can see the meatloaf. Alright, it's a little difficult because... Alright, so now we're going to spread the mashed potato topping on the meat. Now I know what you're thinking. This is weird, and it is, but I'll tell you. This is going to be good. One heavenly meatloaf. I'm actually going to take all of it because, you know, it's all going to have to get into the meatloaf anyway, so it's easier if I just take it all, right? So we're going to let this bake for 40 minutes. No. Dang it. I feel like it's like, no, it's actually, we're going to let this bake for 30 minutes. Pardon me. I think it's probably 30 to 40 minutes. Alright, so you guys, can you guys see that? You guys can probably see it. Alright, now, this is the simple part. We're going to spread the mashed potato topping all over. Now, I do this, why do we do this? I do this because it has to cover all the meat. There should be no meat showing at all, right? So what I do to my meat, to the mashed potatoes, and they're still hot, so we don't want to touch the mashed potatoes because they're hot. I just kind of spread them out because I don't want my meatloaf to, I don't want, I'm trying to explain this really. Okay, I don't want to see my meat at all. I want them to be covered in the mashed potato topping. You get what I'm saying here? So it's totally fine if they're not perfectly covered, but I'm trying to get them to be covered in that mashed potato topping. So, I'll show you guys what these look like in about a minute, because they look great. They look so good. Never made a meal, but it looks so good. Alright, this is what they look like. Let's show them. So look, see? That's what they look like. Now, we have a couple more things to do. Bacon. We're going to put bacon across this, and actually, this isn't even. Let's do this. Because you guys know I love presenting to you guys a good meatloaf. This is going to be so good. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think of my meatloaf. This is my updated version. Alright, take some bacon bits, sprinkle it all over the top. I might have to get into my hands with this, but you know what? It's fine. Because the whole thing's going to get covered in cheese. And it's totally fine because remember the ground beef layers at the bottom? So what I'll do, now I'm not getting my hands dirty, I'm just touching the bacon right now. Alright, that's fine. So, now, last step. Ready? Cheese. Now, I know this is crazy. You're thinking, why in the world is the chef putting cheese on top of his meatloaf? Well, the recipe calls for cheese. I don't know. Now, you guys probably can't see the baking dish a little. You guys could probably see that. But I'll show you guys what this looks like in about a minute. Now, this is kind of taking me a little bit longer, but that's fine. Totally fine. Okay. So, to make this really rocket science, because you guys know that's not enough. You guys need more. So, let's cover the whole topping with cheese. Because this is the point where you got to cover the whole top. And I know it's crazy. The cheese is going to melt on top of the meatloaf and be so good. And I promise you, this video is delicious. Now, we're not using the whole bag. We're just using half. Alright, so now, that's a big pile of cheese. It's fine. Now we're going to kind of get in with my hands here. And we're going to kind of pat it into the meat, into the mashed potatoes and stuff. Because we want that. I'm not even going to bother. But I'm not. We want this covered, okay? So, let's just do a little more cheese. And I'll rinse my hand off in a minute. Let's do a little bit more, because you can't have, you don't, now, like I said, we're not using all the cheese. I'm just trying to make sure it's covered all the way, so that way it'll bake. Okay, so, let me show you what this looks like, okay? And I got a little cheese on the stove, but you know what? Let's just be honest, okay? What I'll do, because you guys know I can't live with a dirty kitchen, right? I'm going to kind of clean up my area a little, because you could see that the mashed potato topping is kind of dripping. Okay. Alright. This is good. It's going to get. I'm just trying to clean my. Okay. Before we put the foil on, I'm going to throw this in the. Except this. This isn't going. That's good. Okay. Alright. We're almost ready for the final step. Okay. So, last step. Ready? We're going to cover this with foil. Okay? And we're going to put this in the oven for about We're going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we will come back, and I'll show you what this meatloaf looks like. Okay, so I don't burn myself, because you guys know I'm really good at doing that, which you guys never do the. You guys know, now I'm 17, so I pretty much know how to do this. And I'm actually going to, just so that, turn the oven light on so I can just peek in there. So this is going to bake for 40 minutes, or no, 30 minutes with the foil on. This is a really hot oven, 400 degrees, 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll show you what this looks like. All right, meatloaf complete. I'm going to put a timer on for, I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, sorry about that. I just had to step out for a minute. We're going to bake this for 30 minutes covered. And then when we come back in 30 minutes, the meatloaf should be done. Okay, alright. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. To go along with this meal, we're having glazed carrots. Alright, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Bye. Vlog on. Boom. Peace out. Alright, bye guys.